Hey guys, I'm going to run you through a short Pilates video. It's going to be primarily focused on those legs, maybe a little bit of abs. We're going to start nice and easy. You'll want a mat, preferably a thicker mat. Yoga mats are normally just that itty bitty tiny and don't give you a lot of cushion. Pilates mats are a little bit thicker. A half an inch to 1 inch is normally where I would go with trying to get a mat. Just because we're going to be laying on our side, we want to make sure that that body is cushioned, supported, but still on a surface that is going to keep those joints where they need to be. We're going to sit up nice and tall, legs crossed. Inhale. Inhaling through that nose, bringing the palms together, and wide open mouth exhale as you draw those palms down, heart center. Inhale, arms coming up high. Hands together, exhale as you come down, heart center. One more, inhale. Wide open mouth, exhale. We're gonna inhale, reach, dropping that left arm to the mat, soft bend in that elbow, reaching that arm across, trying to open up that side body. Coming back, doing the other side, reaching across. Listen to your body. We're gonna take that right hand to that right thigh, never that knee. Little twist here. We're just getting started, so those hips might not be ready, that core might not be ready. Just take your time. Coming back to center, and then other side twist. Breathe the way that's comfortable for you. Coming back to center, we're gonna walk those hands forward. Depending on your flexibility, you may be able to get your forearms all the way to the ground. If this is as far as you can go, that's great. Listen to your body. We're gonna work on increasing your flexibility and showing those small muscles that little bit of extra love through our Pilates series today. Just stretching it out. Coming back forward, we're gonna take those legs out nice and wide. Inhale, lengthen those arms. We're gonna turn that nose towards those toes and forward fold, reaching for those toes. Concentrate on keeping those hips connected to the mat, not lifting that leg up. Only stretch as far as what's comfortable for your body. Remember, we are still just warming up, creating that flow. Coming back up, inhale, lengthen that spine. Exhale, we're twisting and reaching down for those toes. Trying to keep both of those hip bones connected to the mat. Coming back forward, we're gonna walk those hands right down the center. Again, you may have the flexibility to put those forearms down towards the ground. That's fine if that feels good to you. Only try that if that is within your flexibility. Pilates is all about slow, controlled movements. Don't push past your level. Listen to your body. We're gonna slowly walk those hands back together, bringing the soles of your feet together, letting those knees drop wide. Just inhaling through that nose, exhaling through your mouth. We're gonna stay here, bringing that left leg right directly coming out from that hip, stacking that right knee on top of that left knee. It's a shoelace, so we're trying to tie that shoe right here with our lace. If your knee is super high up, again, totally okay. Your hips are probably a little tight. We're just gonna stay here for a minute. You can bring that chest slightly forward to deepen that stretch through your hips. And then we're gonna slowly untangle those legs. Other side. Again, remember, this is just warming up those bones. I'm sure those hips are tight from when we sit, watching TV, working at a desk job, in the car, driving our kids. We spend a lot of time sitting, and women especially hold a lot of tension in those hips. We're gonna uncross those legs. We're gonna come in where those soles of those feet are down, those knees are slightly coming up from those hips, and we're just going to roll to that 90 degree. My knee's coming directly out from my hip. My knee is also coming directly out from that hip on the front. And then we're gonna slowly roll the other way. Creating some mobility now in those hips. Taking our time, rolling back and forth. Just getting that motion into our workout. One more each side. And coming back to neutral. We're gonna lay on our side. You can cradle your neck. I like to do it this way. You can lay your neck down on your arm, whatever feels best for you. If that is even uncomfortable, you can use this. This will engage more of your obliques as well. Completely up to you. I personally like to cradle my head. We're gonna start with that leg stacked right on top of each other. Feet are going to be flexed nice and tight. We're just gonna lift that leg. So we're lifting that leg up, we're working through those glutes. It's slow and controlled motions, just going like this. It's not gonna do anything. Stay in control, nice and slow, 8 more. Breathing through it, making that mind-body connection, listening to what feels good for your body and your mind. 4, 3, 2, one more. Then we're gonna bring it up. We're gonna point that toe and lengthen. Flex your foot, bend down, all the way down. Up, point your toe, lengthen that leg. Flex your foot, bend, down. Up, point, flex and bend, down. So there's a lot going on here. I'm making your brain work, but I'm also creating more flexibility, more movement within several joints, your ankle joint, your knee joint, and your hip. So yes, I am making that brain work a little bit, but it's all for a purpose. Two more. And just take your time with these. If your brain's not firing up today, that's okay. If you don't get the full flexibility of those toes and that ankle, it's not that big of a deal. Point it out. We're going to keep that toe nice and long. We're going to bring it down, lift it up. We're still thinking about drawing that belly button to spine. Those hips are staying on top of each other. They're not rocking forward. They're not rocking back. I only want you to lift your leg up as high as what's comfortable for you. I don't want those hips to open, so only lift them maybe a foot or two higher than that hip. We're gonna go for 4 more. I can feel my hips starting to heat up. 3, 2. We're gonna hold it up here and little itty bitty pulse. Just down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch. I see pulses like this. This isn't gonna do it. We want nice, slow, controlled, feeling which muscles are working. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna bend at that knee. I'm gonna grab that back foot. Just stretch out that hip, that quad. Give that little area a little bit of love. Then I'm gonna extend that bottom leg straight. I'm gonna stack the top leg behind it. It's going to help anchor me. I'm gonna put my hand on the front of the mat so I'm not moving my hips back and forth. I'm gonna focus on that inner thigh. I'm gonna flex my foot and just lift it up, slow lower. Lift it up, slow lower. Nice slow and controlled movements here. Four more. 3, 2, hold it up, little itty bitty pulse. Down an inch, up an inch. Down an inch, up an inch. You're gonna get tired of hearing the word inch, I know it. But nice, slow, controlled movements here. 4, 3, 2, hold it, point that toe out so that inner thigh is nice and engaged. Little circles, maybe 4 inches around. Breathing through it, feeling that engagement of that inner thigh. 4, 3, 2, switch that circle, switch directions. We're feeling that inner thigh working now. Still drawing that belly button to your spine. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend those knees in front of you, right in that fetal position, letting it stretch out just a little bit. So we got that outer thigh and we got the inner thigh via of that other leg. We're gonna roll over, same thing on the other side. You wanna make sure you do the same amount of reps, flexing that foot, lifting it up as we did on that other side. Nice and easy. My hips are stacked, my belly button is drew into the spine. You can put your hand on front. Like I said, you could always lay your head down if this feels good to you. Nice and slow. I never let my leg go all the way down to the other leg. I always keep just that centimeter or inch before they touch, just to fully keep that hip activated and working. 2, 1, I'm bringing it up, pointing that toe, extending, flexing my foot, bend, down, up, extend and point, flex and bend, down, up. Keep working through it. Breathing through. Feel free to turn on whatever kind of soft rock, lighter pop, whatever it is. I'm not a traditional yoga Pilates instructor that listens to the traditional music. I like a lot of, at least something with a little bit of a beat. 3, 2, I'm gonna come up, extend, and we're going up, down. My hips are not rotating, it's not opening, they're staying on. You don't wanna open it up like this. Those hips stay. We wanna focus on working through the glutes, front, back, hip. Slow and controlled. Four, 3, 2, hold it up. We're going down that inch, up that inch, down that inch, up that inch. We're trying to lose inches, right? Around that booty, around that waist. So we might as well get to work, get to losing those inches, learning what an inch truly looks like. 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee. You can grab that foot. If you can't grab that foot, no big deal. Listen to your flexibility. Just bend that leg. Let all of that lactic acid get back out of that hip joint. Then we're extending that bottom foot, flexing it, and stacking this leg so your hips do open slightly, but we are engaging that belly button back to the spine. Hand can come here for balance, and we're lifting up. Breathing through it. That second side always knows what's about to happen, so it starts normally burning a little bit sooner than the other side did. Nice, slow and controlled. 3, 2, hold it up, that inch down, inch up, inch down, inch up. Nice, slow and controlled. Listen to your body. Three, 2, hold it, point that toe nice and long, really elongating that leg, little circle, about 4 inches in diameter. And we're going to circle that other direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing those legs forward, letting those hips have a little bit of a break. We're going to roll over and do the back side. So we got those outer thighs, we got those inner thighs. Let's get those glutes. We're going to work that entire from the top all the way to the bottom, and a little bit of that hamstring running behind those legs. We're going to come onto all fours. Forearms are coming onto the mat. Again, my neck is going to stay in line with that spine. We're going to start by flexing that right foot. It's bent. We're going to push it all the way up into that donkey kick. Slow lower. My belly button is still going up to my spine. My core is engaged. My hips are not opening. I want those hips facing down towards the mat, not opening up to the side. Keep thinking about drawing your belly button up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping that foot flexed, we're bending it into those glutes, point your toe, extend. Bend into the glutes, point your toe, extend. Bend into the glutes, point your toe, extend. Keep this up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Flexing that foot, slightly unbending it so there's more than a 90-degree angle between that hip. We're going to push that heel up towards the ceiling for that little inch pause. Up an inch, down an inch. Up, down, up, down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bringing that side down, straight into that other side, flexing that foot, bending that knee down, extend. bend, extend. Four, three, two, hold it, heel extended, we're bending in, pointing long, bending in, pointing long. Working through those hamstrings, the back of those thighs now. Remember, slow and controlled. Make sure you're breathing. A lot of times when we engage our core, we want to hold our breath. Do not do that. Breathe through. Your breath is power. 3, 2, 1. Bending that 90-degree knee, so not all the way to your glutes, and we're pressing that heel up an inch, up an inch, up an inch. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow lower, sit all the way back into your child's pose. So your glutes are coming towards your heels, your arms are long. You can let your forehead rest on the mat if that's within your flexibility. We're rounding our spine, we're extending our arms. Inhaling through your nose, wide open mouth, exhale. Maybe a little rock side to side, that feels good to you. We can walk those hands off to one side in that child's pose. Back to the center, off to the other side. Back to that center. We're coming up to all fours. We're going to go into a cat-cow. So you're going to inhale, round that spine. Exhale, tailbone out and gaze up. One more. Inhale, round that spine. Exhale, tailbone out and gaze up. Come back to that back in neutral position. We're going to lay all the way down because we've done our glutes, our outer hips, our inner hips, or our inner thighs, I'm sorry. Now we're gonna work those quads. So I want you to think about a Pilates imprint. So space underneath, I want you to think about rocking those hips slightly forward, lessening that hip. Not hard, just trying to bring those hips slightly forward, imprinting that lower back into the mat. Engaging your belly button to your spine. So let's try that. Inhale, just let your back go normal. Don't arch it, just let it normal. Then as you exhale, gently rock those hips slightly forward, lessening that space. Inhale, neutral back, there's a little space here. Exhale, imprint. Then we're gonna hold that imprint. Stacking those knees above those hips. We're gonna tap that right knee down ever so slowly, keeping that belly button to that spine. I'm breathing through, I'm relaxing my shoulders, relaxing my back, making the work come through the front of your leg, into that groin, into this lower abdominal panel. 3, 2, hold it, other side, and tapping it down. Still doing that body scan, making sure that belly button is to that spine. We're not arching our back. That ground's there to support us. That work's all coming from that leg. 3, 2, coming up. Right toes going down, left toes going down. Right leg's coming up, left leg's coming up. We're going to continue that with leading with the right foot. Right toe down, left toe down. Right toe up, left toe up. 3 more with that leading foot. And then we're switching leading foot. Left toe down, right toe down. Left toe up, right toe up. Breathe through it, you got this. One more coming up. Then we're going to tap both of them down. Control it. Belly button to spine, spine to mat. A little bit more engagement through that core here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug those knees into that chest. Little rock side to side, pushing that lower spine down, giving it a little love. We're going to do just a couple core exercises and let's get stretched out. So first we're going to bring our nose to our knee. You're going to pulse. 1, 2. Switch. Notice I'm not grabbing at that knee. I'm grabbing low on my shin. Pulsing. 1, 2. 1, 2. If your range of motion is here, that's fine. Remember, listen to your body. Just try and think about drawing that knee to your nose. 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to take that leg long and straight. Long and straight. Two, pulse. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. One more, and hug those knees down. So just a little ab burner there at the end. I'm rolling out my ankles. Maybe a little rock side to side, pushing those pelvic bones down. I'm gonna extend that left leg, grab behind that thigh, not at that knee, flexing that foot down, stretching out the back of that leg. Allowing myself to relax, to unwind, but still keep that leg engaged and feeling that stretch through that entire hamstring. I'm gonna bend at that knee, roll that leg all the way across to the other side, looking over this opposite shoulder, getting that full body twist. The twists help detoxify the body. They initiate that liver to work just a little bit more. You have a natural detoxer in your body, that is your liver. Bringing it back to center, extending that leg long, grabbing behind that thigh, flexing your foot, drawing that leg in, feeling that stretch. Yes, my neck is relaxed, my shoulders are relaxed, but my thigh, my hamstring are completely engaged in stretching. Bending at that knee, rolling that leg across, looking over the backside of that opposite arm. Coming back to center, I'm going to cross this leg over into a figure 4. So I'm flexing my foot, crossing this leg over, drawing that hip down. One hand goes through the center, other hand around that other side, and we're drawing it in. Really opening up those hips. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, women notoriously carry a lot of tension in those hips. Slowly lower, other side, crossing that foot over, flexing that toe, bringing one hand around and one hand through. Really trying to love on those hips a little bit. Creating more flexibility. If you don't work on your flexibility, it is something that has to be worked on all the time. You will lose it. Slow lower. Rocking back and forth and coming all the way up to seated. You guys are doing amazing. This is just a quick beginner Pilates class. Again, we're working on the flexibility. You start where you start. We're gonna take you to be able to increase in your levels. So don't worry about it. I'm gonna help you get there. If this was a little rough or if it was too easy, you can always do it again. Add ankle weights, whatever's going to take that notch up. You could always add a minivan around those legs when you're doing those leg lifts. Completely up to you, just options. So let's do a couple more stretches. Back to that butterfly stretch, drawing that knees down. Those hips may be looser, so you may be able to get them down. Doing this where we hinge like that actually puts a lot of tension on that ball and socket joint. You don't want to flutter. It's just that butterfly static, drawing those knees down. We're gonna extend that left leg, right leg's gonna come over, bringing that arm across. Again, another twist. These are great for your core. Also helping stretch out this hip and that glute. Coming back forward, crossing that leg over, opposite elbow. Just remember to breathe through these workouts. When we're working those little muscles that we don't work so much, it's easy to want to hold that breath and power through it, but your breath is your actual power. Bringing back forward, let's take a nice big inhale. Wide open mouth. Exhale, rounding that spine, folding forward. Sitting up nice and tall. And thank you guys so much for joining me in this workout. I hope you have a great